Okay, everyone. Well, hello, we're back again for part 3 of my anime collection. Background today, we'll begin with dot hack slash sign. There are a few other ones. There's one that's dot hack slash twilight, and I think another one, though I don't have those. But this is what I do have. Dot hack slash sign, which was actually, I believe, the first one that was put out. The other ones were put out later, but they're also prequels to this. This is simply about a boy who likes to play video games, and there's the video game called The World, where it's a virtual reality world, but it's more on the lines of like EverQuest or World of Warcraft for any of you that have played those. But instead of looking at your avatar from a computer screen, you actually become your avatar. So he goes into the game, he's playing it and everything, and then he's done and he tries to log out and he can't. Doesn't know why, but for whatever reason, he can't seem to get out of the game world. This brings the interest of other gamers and beings within the game world. Of course, he's becoming the main focal point. He meets some pretty interesting characters along the way, and he even has a creature that is his defender. Whenever he gets in trouble, this thing comes up and just wipes out all of his enemies for him. He doesn't know why, and he doesn't really seem to have any control over it that he knows of. But this thing just shows up and gets rid of whoever wants to do him harm. It's a pretty slow story. I mean, it's very interesting, and it's a good story if you stick with it. And there's not a lot of action. It's mostly just talking. My oldest boy, who is only all about the action pretty much, he loves dot hack. I mean, he really does like this anime. And I can't really tell you why, and I don't think he can. But he thinks the story is really cool. And he just likes the idea that you can get trapped inside of a game. So that's dot hack slash sign. Now, this next one I had mentioned in Blue Submarine number 4 that there was a blending of CGI and hand-drawn anime. And that it was done okay, wasn't the best. Well, this one, The Last Exile, again, this is the first one, is done beautifully. It is a blend of hand-drawn and CGI. But, really well done. And the story is excellent. It's a gorgeous anime. It's about these two young people, right there, who have these like flying cars. Okay, this is extremely steampunk oriented. I don't know if I had mentioned this before or not, but for those of you that do not know what steampunk is, imagine the technology we have today. Okay, computers, cars, airplanes, modern airplanes, just all type of our weapons and everything that we have, but imagine them back during the Victorian era. Okay, and instead of a lot of them being electrical powered, they're more steam driven, so there's a lot of gears, a lot of machinery. Okay, and there you have steampunk. Look it up online, just Google steampunk, and you'll get all kinds of really cool stuff. I've actually started transforming various portions of the home. When I get done with it, I'll show it. I'll be doing that with my office, transforming it into a steampunk theme. But back to the animes. This one is great. Klaus and Lavi. That's Klaus and that's Lavi. Right there. Klaus is the young pilot. Lavi is the young mechanic. And they pilot these craft that look like cars almost, but they fly. Anyways, they like to race. And the problem is that they need parts and stuff. Well, in order to get parts, they work as messengers. So they pick up, someone will ask, hey, I need this message delivered to one place. And they go pick it up and then fly it to that location or that country or wherever it is. Well, the more dangerous it is or the further it is, obviously, the more money. The more urgent the message is, the more money you get. Well, they get a job to take a message to a cruiser, a battle cruiser. Well, when they get there, they get caught up in a conflict that turns into an all-out war. It's freaking crazy, and they get kind of stuck on the ship while it's pretty much goes into battle. They're the only civilians on board. Really great storyline. The animation is wonderful, and it is definitely one of my favorite animes. I love this anime. And see, Hack.sign. I said this before. I don't believe you can get them like this unless you go on like Amazon or someplace. And because I think they've now broken them down to where you can get them in thinner box sets. So, for like the size of 2 of these would now hold, all 6 of the DVDs. That's how I've gotten a few of my stuff. I'll show some of the stuff, how it looks now as to how it looked back then. Anyways, so you have 6 for .hack /sign, and you have 7 DVDs for The Last Exile. Now we have down here Vampire Hunter D. This is a special edition. This is a great anime. I don't even remember what year this came out. Oh well. Anyways, this one is about some hunters. Okay, you got a young girl that hunts werewolves like her father used to, and you have vampires that are all over the world, and then you have this guy, Vampire Hunter D. Interesting character. If you haven't seen it, I'm not going to tell you who he is or what he is. You just need to see it. But all those that have seen it, it's great. Then we have the next one, which is Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust, which is the continuation of the Vampire Hunter D saga. This is even more beautiful than this. And the story, I really like this. This gets into more hunters. There's a band of them that go around in this wagon, this battle wagon that is just awesome. And they hunt vampires. It's just so cool. I highly recommend, so far all that I've shown, these are really highly recommended. Moving on, we have Patlabor 1, the movie. Then Patlabor 2, and this, which is funny. I've seen this a couple times, and for the life of me, I'm looking at it right now, and I can't remember a damn thing about it. I need to watch it again. My memory is just going to shit. Anyway, so we have Patlabor, which is about the police force. I think it's in Japan. I don't know. It's somewhere. Anyways, it's Tokyo's mobile police force. Okay. Everyone uses these things for construction and everything called labors. Okay, and they have labor pilots. Well, something is causing the labors to malfunction and run amok and kill people and destroy buildings and everything. So the police force uses labor to handle riots, to take care of things, and also it's a big presence when you see a gigantic robot coming at you. You tend to stop doing what you're doing. But they're on the case to find out why these labors are going rogue and what's causing them. And then you have Patlabor 2, which is also the movie. It deals with going into more of what happened during this time. Okay? Who was really behind it and what was going on, more in depth in the story. And like I said, this one, for the life of me, I'm looking at it and I can't remember. So there you have it for the background. Decided, I'm going to keep this short and simple, so because I spent, almost 10 minutes on just the background alone, I'm going to say that this is part 3. We'll come back with part 4 using this same background that you already know about. Alright, so thank you for watching, and see you in a bit.